"It's not fair!" exclaimed Lily loudly as the Fat Controller left. Stanley sighed. "I know it doesn't seem like that, but you heard him. It's what's needed. The push-pulls are an important part of this line. Without it, the whole schedule will be just fine. Look, Lily, I know you're upset, but it's just something that you'll have to adjust to." "That's easy for you to say. You've done the same job for 60 years. You have never had a change in your life." Stanley was insulted and went to sleep. The Fat Controller had decided to cut the push-pull service Lily operated along her branch line. As he had put it, it cost too much and received too little. Lily had not taken it well. She brooded all night and was still fuming by the morning. Edward arrived at the harbor to find a very exhausted-looking Stanley trying his best to shunt. "She kept me up all night with her boiler aching," he complained to Edward. "I hardly got a wink. She was very insulting." Stanley told Edward what she had said. Edward frowned. "That doesn't seem like Lily at all." "Don't worry, Stanley, I'll talk to her. Tell her she can shunt her own train from now on." Wait, no, I don't mean that." Edward chuckled and departed to get ready for his return train. Meanwhile, Lily was taking her coaches up the branch line. When the old Fat Controller had left, he had taken her old coaches with him. The replacements were outdated stock that had been sitting around and didn't talk much. Lily felt sad as she chuntered along. Her push-pull service made her feel a sense of purpose. Without them, what really was left for her? When she arrived at the junction, she was greeted with a surprising sight. Sir Greedy stood with a set of gleaming coaches. Lily had not seen him since he had been bought by the Earl of Sodor a month ago. "Hello, Greedy. What are you doing on this side of the island?" "The Earl is having me take a special train to the big station. It's very important." "Are you enjoying your new line?" "Oh, yes, indeed. It is most relaxing and a nice change of pace." "Is it busy?" Lily asked without thinking. "Oh, very busy. The Earl decided to keep the regular services as well as the ones up to the castle. Me and the gents are a bit overworked, but we're hanging in there. The Earl has promised to get us a new mixed traffic engine." "I see," said Lily. The guard's whistle blew and Sir Greedy departed, leaving Lily with a lot to think about. She was still in the yard when Edward arrived with a goods train a little bit later. "Lily, do you have a minute?" he asked. "Of course, Edward. What's up?" "It's about Stanley. You really hurt his feelings and kept him all awake all night. Now he's just as miserable as you are." "Oh, I did? Oh, my. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I was just very upset last night." "Don't tell me. Tell Stanley." Of course. I will as soon as I am in the harbor." She paused and looked at Edward. "Edward, what's it like taking trucks now? I haven't taken them since the war." "Oh, it's not too bad. The branch line traffic's pretty light and it's a nice slow pace." Edward looked at her confused. "Why do you ask?" "Well, I'm going to have to take trucks now without the push-pulls keeping me completely occupied." "Oh, yes, I don't know how that's going to work. We don't really need another dedicated branch line engine anymore. There just isn't enough traffic." "Oh," Lily whispered as she left. Now she felt even more useless. She trundled down the branch line looking out the sea. She had a lot to think about. When she arrived at the harbor, Lily apologized to Stanley. "I was just so angry. This service is all I have." "I understand. I don't know what I'd do if I was moved from the harbor," Stanley reasoned. "Friends again?" "Of course, Lily." Lily smiled warmly. Her mind soon pondered to another question. "I was thinking, I'm gonna go ask the Fat Controller to sell me to the Earl." "Sell you? Are you insane?" "Well, they need a new engine out there, and Edward said there wasn't enough work for the two of us here." I'll be of use out there more than I'll be over here. Well, how are you going to tell him? I'm going to go down to the big station and ask him myself. I want you to cover my next train, please. Of course. Are you sure? I'm more than sure. I know what happens to old engines when they're no longer needed. I was once shunted aside in a shed for years waiting for someone to come along and save me. I'm not going to do it again. And with that, Lily set off. She had no clearing to jaunt down the main line. The junction signalman hurriedly set her along between trains. It had been a long time since Lily had been to the big station, and the Fat Controller was just leaving when he heard a loud set of whistles from the station throat. He rushed over to find Lily staring down James. "Move, Lily! You're in my way!" "I'm sorry, but I'm trying to get to the Fat Controller, and well, you've got him!" shouted the Fat Controller angrily. "Beg pardon, sir. Excuse my intrusion." "Very well. What are you doing all the way over here, Lily?" "I want to be sold, sir." "First Greedy, and now you. What's your reason for leaving? Is my railway just that bad?" "Oh, no, sir, not at all. It's just, if I stay, I won't be doing much. I know they need another engine on the Earl's estate. I just want to be somewhere where I'll have a purpose, sir." "Seems simple enough. I don't know what I was going to have you do if you stayed, but I didn't want you sitting around in a shed again. We'll be sad to see you go, Lily, but I agree it's for the best. We just don't need another branch line engine right now." "I'll talk to the Earl about another sale," sighed the Fat Controller. He was getting tired of the headache that was the Earl's Estate Railway. But soon a sale was reached. The Earl was over the moon to have another mid-sized tank engine to help out. Lily took a bit of time to adjust. She was helping out with goods trains as well as the local passenger services with With. Nowadays, With, Stafford, Greedy, and Lily couldn't think of anywhere else to be besides the Earl's Estate Railway. The beaches, the villages, the quaint countryside, they often describe it as a moving painting. The four found joy and fulfillment on the Earl's Railway, where each of them had a place to call home and a purpose to serve.